Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to Patrick's Parabox, where score another point for the just walk away from it for a while strategy. I sat down here to start recording this and basically immediately saw the solution to this puzzle. So I had been very concerned about creating uneven surfaces by tucking these spaces into each other in different ways, and I just apparently did not at all think about the lessons we have learned about putting spaces next to each other, spaces within blocks next to each other, to create different scales. So now that we have done this thing, we do in fact have an uneven floor, which means we can tuck ourselves in here, fix this block, and then push it out of here so that we can go back over and fill this. And then we need to descend ourselves into the green space and press up. So we push that block, and there it is. That's all it was. That's all it took. The only real insight was we needed to remember that that could be pressed against here to create that uneven floor. Oops. But I got there eventually. And look at that. We're still doing it. We're still out here totally killing it. And now it is time to flip. Okay, I see. I like the shine effect indicating the horizontal reflection here. So when we press this downward, we just need to make sure that we go out the correct side of it, which is this side. And then again, out the correct side of it. Okay. So sometimes spaces are not going to be oriented the same way as their upper scaled versions. It's fine. It's probably fine. How do we get this one down? Because if we push this down, it's going to be unrecoverable forever. But... right? Yeah, that just locks it in place. Oh, because look who's already forgetting the point of the lesson. Okay, so we climb out here, push this down there, then we have to cross over again, but we can't. Oh no, wait, sorry. We can, because it's horizontally flipped. I cannot believe the number of times already that I have forgotten that. Some skills are intuitively easier for some brains. You know, clearly we are not experiencing that here for me. So if we just push these both against this bottom, this is... Wait, what am I doing? We still have to... I don't know how I planned to fill these. So... wait, if I do this... It does in fact allow us to create a horizontally flipped version of the block. I was looking at it and I was like, this must be what they're trying to teach us, but that seems very unintuitive to me. I mean, I guess that's why they have to teach you, right? Okay, is what it is. So down in there is a reversed version of this thing, which we're gonna have to... yeah, because I can't... we need to get this off of that right wall, which necessitates pushing it in here, but we can't turn it around in this tiny space. Okay, so I don't want this turned around, actually. There we go. Had to reverse it again, because I should not have reversed it in the first place. This horizontal flipping thing is going to be such a nightmare for me. Okay, so this box is actually fine. We need to flip these two, though. Oh, right, you can't actually do that. I have to follow it in so that it ends up, yeah, okay. And then we need the horizontal thing on this one to be in a different spot as well. And then we should be good to just push these blocks through each other one by one and construct for ourselves a path that will allow us to fill everything in. I really don't like the fact that the scale wasn't perfect on that last move. That bothers me more than it rationally should. Okay, so this seems similar. Seems quite similar, right? So you need to get reversed. And then... Oh, this is a... Okay. Yep, this is a 3x3, so we can't actually push things through these. Oops, that's wrong. Oh, I see. Okay, hold on. Let's restart. What we're going to have to do is reverse this one horizontally so that we can push it up against this uneven wall and then tuck this thing inside of it, and then we need to reverse them both. I guess it would have been fine to push it in from the other side, but there we go. This is a solution where we can actually solve the puzzle. Yeah, it's not exactly the same. It's a little bit different from the puzzle before because of the fact that there wasn't enough room to maneuver cleanly inside of the new corners. Okay, so we have to end up on the outside. So we push all three of these into here to get them onto the right wall. And then... And we have the pointer space thing again here. So when we push these back out, they'll come out of the real space and they won't re-reverse, presumably? Okay. So that's right. But now we have to figure out, like... So that enables us to turn them the way we want them. Now we have to figure out what actually needs to get turned. And I guess it's the top one and the bottom one need to get turned, but the one in the middle needs to not get turned, or it needs to get turned in an even number of times. So how do we make that happen? There's not a way I can separate these, is there? But it feels like I would have to, right? I mean, we can do this. Okay. What if we turn them all once, push them back out, then we do this until we've turned the middle one a second time. Ooh. No, this got to be a problem. Because like the idea was, and then we could repeat that process one more and just push the first block in, and that way we would have flipped this one 3 times, this one twice, and this one once, and they'd all be in the same, they'd all be in the right setup. But this isn't going to work now. We could cycle this enough to get them back in the right order. Is this the right way to do this? This seems very circuitous. So right now we need to flip those two. Yeah, the way the pointer space here functions is very weird. So like we can fix the order by doing stuff like this. And now we're very close to having it. So if I push these all up, I need to flip you, and then push these up like this. Yeah, the problem is if you have to flip the first two, you do this, and then this one has to get flipped again, or you can never get access to it again. But we did manage to desync these at least. We got one of them overflipped. Hold on. Let me go back to the beginning here and think about this a little bit more carefully. So pushing stuff down, pushing that down right now just recreates the situation we were just in. But it's here where we can kind of break them up, right? By pushing something up through here and then pressing. No, I guess the way we break up the order of them is like, yeah, we can break up the order of them like that and preserve one. We can at least break up the grouping. But now that this is up here, it has to go through. And we can put it through again to turn it the right number of times. This seems like it's not that complicated. It's just an ordering puzzle, but I'm actually having a little bit of trouble conceptualizing it right now. So we have to flip the first one an odd number of times, the second one an even number of times, and the third one an odd number of times. And we can break them apart, but if we change their order, it's a little bit of a pain in the ass to get them back together. So we flip all of them at least once so that we have flipped the bottom one. And then yeah, we do this, which allows me to flip these two. So that flips that one back to normal. There we go. Okay. Is the fact that that took me so long to see, even after I'd gotten the concept of the idea finished, a bad sign for today? Maybe. Potentially. Okay, so these are all pointer spaces for this space up in the corner? Yep. 2 of them are reversed and 2 of them aren't. We need to be very careful about about how we approach this. Everything's got to be lined up, and it's all going to be lined up in the same direction. So I want to push. This has to get reversed, right? Then that means we have to reverse this one too. Can't go in. But then this one has to stay facing the way it is currently facing. So this should be fine, right? Oh, shoot. Except I have to... It's okay to push this here, but I have to enter from this side because I have to push that one off the wall. There we go. This should work, right? Yeah, there we go. That one was straightforward, at least. It seemed a little bit too straightforward for a challenge mode puzzle, but also I did a pretty bad job on the one before that, so maybe I needed an easy one. Maybe they were pacing that out carefully. Okay, so it seems easy enough to do this, and then we can just get this off the wall. But then we have to replace it, or we have to reverse it, right? So we push it in here so it's facing the other direction. There we go. All right, so this one has to be reversed twice because we're going to have it facing right to emit the green block, and then have it facing left for the finale, which is just the thing we just did. Oops. Okay. It's an awful lot of challenge puzzles coming off of the next node. Has me a little worried. This feels very similar. So the big puzzle itself is flipped, but this isn't. So I need to push this into here to get it to be, doing a reverse, so that I can then use it to reverse the main puzzle, because obviously, as we just saw in all of those previous puzzles, we need this to be facing this way so that I can jump out of it like a birthday cake. That's, that's what birthday cakes are known for. Okay, so... Alright, this is against this wall. I mean, there's nothing else we can do with this, right? Doing this with it is not going to block off any of our opportunities. So can I use these to... Yep, I sure can. Use these to press against each other. Unfortunately, now that I've done that, it does create a problem. Yeah, there's no way for us to reverse that. Oh, but I can just unmatch these from each other. So we push this to here. There we go. Yeah, if you have built a wall, if you have moved two objects against each other to create a wall, and that wall is blocking your progress, why don't you just make them not next to each other anymore? We call that tactics. Okay, so we're gonna have to do the same thing here. These are both reversed, so... Yeah, that's against the wall on the other side. But this should work, right? Because I can't push the larger scale block away. No, but right, it's a pointer space. I will still enter the pointer space. That's what will happen, because I cannot push the larger scale block away. So yeah, that's interesting. We could push this space into one of the pointer spaces to reverse it. Which has created a smallish problem of infinity type. no, everything's fine. Now everything's fine. And we can do that, which is funny. Not useful, but funny. So if we do this, then they're just up against each other. Yeah, that's not feasible for us to get inside there. But if I put it on the other side... Huh. I don't know why I was hoping this would cause me to jam myself down into that space, because I figured I'm also providing a push from this side, so that should stop anything from moving. But no such luck. So the version of this that actually has to happen. What is the actual solution here? It does have to be something like this, right? I have to create a situation where I push into that from the outside, because there's no other way to keep that block stationary so that I can enter it, right? Because, like, it does not necessarily have to be the case that the red block is in this spot. It could be the puzzle itself. But if we do that, we still need a way of entering the red block, and in any position we push it into, it has an open horizontal side. But to use the red block itself to block the red block from yeah, if we could get a version of this puzzle that is reversed. We can't back up this block against a mirrored version of itself, though, because the hole that we need to get into is facing the outside. So we just create that situation where there's two red blocks facing each other, and no Paraboxes are entering any of them, which obviously is problematic. How do I definitely am feeling like I am maybe a little bit less ready for this than I am on some days. Okay, you know what? We're just gonna come back to it. Let's have a look at these other ones. I'm gonna do that blue one last because it's one of the ASCII ones, and perhaps I will regret saying this later, but it feels to me like it might be easy. So this seems impossible. Right? How does a version of this where we can win actually look? I guess we have to reverse the red block, park the red block here, then park this block there, press right into the reversed red block. Okay. So when I push this out, it does come out reversed. And then I need to push you up here and this here. That's the middle. And then you have to be up here. Oh no. Okay, so obviously there's a problem with that. But I can't get this off the bottom wall in any other way. So wait, let's tuck this inside first. No, this isn't gonna work because of scaling. I can't pull items out the bottom of this and then push them out of the red block. I was just thinking, pushing something into the red block and then back out when the red block is up here is a good way of getting it off that wall. But how are we going to get things to move left after we get them through the bottleneck? That basically has to be what it is. So this does have to go inside of there. We have to push it to here. And then that allows us to still get out of this and move it. And we've effectively reversed both the puzzle and the red block by doing so. Which doesn't actually help because the red block needs to be reversed relative to the puzzle. We can push this out now, and then we do this. Yeah, I needed to push the red block out of the puzzle first, right? So we do this, and then we climb out of here to push this out of there. But when we push this out of the puzzle, it's going to be backwards again. So I actually need this to be here because we're going to have to reverse this a second time. Which we can't actually do because there's no way for me to get behind that to push it out. There would be if I had pushed this puzzle one space higher, but we can't do that because then I can't retrieve it to put it where it needs to go. And if I go down here, obviously this ends up in the wrong spot. So, okay. We get to this point. A lot of which seems correct. I have to admit this red block downward in order to get it off of the right wall. But I have to admit it downward in just the right spot. If I admit it downward here, I can still get behind it. There we go. And then we push this there. Okay, that was relatively complicated. By which I mean it wasn't a complicated idea, but it was a solution that had a lot of steps. Okay, so we've got reversing stuff and a pointer space. So this thing with the exit facing left has to end up here because there's no way to push anything through that corner. We have to get this to emit us in the correct direction. So we push this out here. Oh, right, double reverse. Shoot. Huh. Okay. But if we push the pointer space out, it should flip when it comes out, right? Yeah. So now we can tuck this in here. And now that it's a flipper... Shoot. No, I need to tuck it into the actual red space. Because we have to be able to come out of it. So that we can push this down. But no, it does have to go into the... It does have to go into the flipped space, but it has to do so flipped. Because... Shit. Okay, so we come out of here like that. That doesn't change anything. I need to... Brain. All right, let's reset my brain real quick. I need to get this thing turned around. Once we have this thing turned around, the rest of the puzzle's trivial. If I flip the real space... Do we understand how this works? Hold on, let me make sure. All right, if we flip the real space, but then we push the puzzle into the non-flipped pointer space. I guess, hold on, I don't have to push this against the ceiling for that. It does have to be at least this high though. How does this work? Okay, it does go in flipped okay, yeah, I mean, it's fine. So now I push this out, and there we go. That's the puzzle. But I am at a little bit of a loss for the ability to explain it to you in words. I knew it was going to work, but I don't like the fact that I can't explain why it worked. Hold on. So this thing's flipped. We go into this. This block maintains its orientation relative to the red space, but it flips relative to the rest of the puzzle. Okay. So the pointer is combining with the flip space to flip it relative to every object in the puzzle except for the pointed to space, the referenced space. Okay. Okay, that I can follow. So this feels like another one of those put stuff in the carrier puzzles. But it's not going to work the way we want it to, because... Oh, sorry, let me... because we can't get this thing off of the floor easily, so we have to push it out the bottom of the puzzle here, which creates a problem. So we can... We can flip the bucket here as well. Or we can push the bucket up here to have it merge into this space already flipped. Then tuck this thing in here. But see, this is bad because we're still going to get the red... The red box is going to be facing the wrong direction here. And it no longer turns around when we push it out because the green space is not... Yeah, it's not a flipping space anymore. So... we have to flip the green space one more time somehow? Right, like it has to go... The problem with this is it can't just go out here like that, because then the door's against the wall. And it's easy enough for us to push the green space into the red space, but we can't really do the opposite. Yeah, and once it's in there, we can't get it back out. So we need to keep the orientation between the green space and the red space identical. That's important. While also getting the red space inside of the green space in any way at all. It really doesn't matter what. But we also have to keep the green space pushable, which is why I can't just push it down from where it is right now. And we can't nest them the other way and then fix it later because there's no way to get the green space out of the red space once it goes in. So if I was gonna say if I flip them both, if I start the puzzle by flipping them both so that they're both they're maintaining orientation relative to each other. Obviously, the problem with that is there's no way to once the red block is on the right wall, there's no way to get it inside of the other block, right? Because we would have to turn the green block to do so. And once we've turned both the green and the red blocks, then they're both stuck on the wall forever. Which is actually good, because it kind of means that there's not a lot of options for what to do right now. Okay. So hold on. We have to start by doing this then. This is the only way to get the red box inside the green box in a way that we can play with it. Then we push this down here. We get this box out. And we repeat the process to get them identically aligned, right? And then we push this out the bottom of this thing. There we go. There we go. I got there eventually. These have tended so far to be a little bit easier. That's the that's the reverse shine. Okay, that's a fun way of representing that that graphical move. So oops, wait, what did I do? I pressed the button one too many times. So the problem here is one of scaling. Theory now this is going to put me in the middle though. So I have to come out of that. Hold on a second. So I need this to be reversed still. I need it to be like this, right? But the 2 has to be reversed, and then I have to step off of this space. So we have to do this to get the 2 off of the roof, then do it again to get the 2 off of the roof in a non-reversed state. Then they have to be made adjacent. Wait. Oh, you know, they're going to have to be against that wall, too. No, I'm sorry. I'm treating the one like it's reversed already when it's totally not. Like me going off of the right side of it is going to put me out the left side. But that is not actually how that works. We have to get this off of the wall. That's a critical part of this puzzle, actually. Okay. And then we have to flip them both because the 2 has to be able to sit against the left wall here. I think I can do that simultaneously and it's fine. We put them like that. And now the 1 is flipped. Wait, the 1 is flipped, so the shape of it is... Maybe I'm misunderstanding how... Oh, no, I'm just... The spaces are the same shape and aligned, or the same size and aligned identically, but for some reason I thought this row and this row were on the same... Okay, I might cut the episode short today because it appears that I'm having some shorts. There's some sparks coming out. There is a lot of smoke filling the room. So maybe to avoid risk of a potentially dangerous overheat situation, let's just go ahead and call it today. That's a lot of things are not connecting the way I would like them to. We got through pretty much a whole stage though. I'm gonna call it there. Thank you all so much for watching. When you come back next time, things are gonna be. I'm gonna pour a bucket of water over my head first. That'll be good prep. Everybody knows you think better when you're very cold. And then I'm sure we'll just blaze through the next one. They're only getting easier, right? And we'll see you then.